everyone, it's Elizabeth here. So today I just wanted to do this video in regards to the question, should you do a juice detox? So I'm going to give various perspectives on this, not only from what I've seen with my clients, but personal experience. So I'm going to say yes, you should do it, but also there are times when you should not do a detox, a juice detox. So yes and no. The thing is today, people's vanity and superficial worries about themselves have gotten themselves into certain diet techniques and trends that really aren't beneficial for the body. And in today's society, you see a lot of people, or at least I do, especially working in fitness, I see a lot of people who are trying to do juice detoxes while it's wintertime, and or they're working 40 to 60 hour work weeks and trying to balance everything from their home life, work, kids, things like that, hobbies and such. So there are appropriate times when you should and can do a juice detox. The thing is, if you are considering doing a juice detox, you need to sit in a quiet space and ask yourself, why are you doing this and for what reasons? I posted a blog link below that you can read some more thoughts about this, but I really don't think people should be doing a juice detox in regards for the sake of just trying to lose some weight. Now, for example, if you are overweight and obese and you need to kickstart a healthy lifestyle, a juice detox can be very beneficial for you. However, if somebody is just trying to lose 5 pounds, doing it from a more superficial standpoint, or they just want to try to start to squeeze into size 4 pants, a juice detox is not that beneficial. There are different methods of doing juice detoxes. I've done quite a few of them. I've done things like the master cleanse and stuff like that. So I'll kind of talk a little bit about certain things and talk to you about what I do now. I do believe that if you are going through kind of a ball of suffering in your world, whether you're emotionally eating, stuffing yourself with junk food, you're constantly worried about your body weight and your body image, you're worried about work, you're stressed with all these different things, a juice detox can be great to help you release the emotions and the crap and the garbage that is sitting in your system. When I was 22 or 23, when I was 22, I did the yoga in India thing, and that we used a lot of cleansing techniques and tools using Ayurvedic methods. And then at 23, I spent 3 days at a detox center in Thailand where I did coffee colonics that also was integrated with a juice detox, and that was a very beneficial system. That helped me understand and feel the release of these emotions and just that sugar and all that garbage coming out of my body. And I did that, one, because, I was at like a great little beach place in Thailand. It was a time of inner reflection and a time of relaxation. But I was also going through kind of this like long distance relationship that was kind of on its on the down phase, and I was just doing a lot of emotional eating, and because of that I gained a lot of weight, and I knew that I needed a reset button because things like my digestive tract was just completely out of whack. In graduate school, I also did a lot of emotional eating as well, and that did lead to some weight gain, but definitely us grad kids studying and working on papers in classes together, we were binge eating a lot of junk food just because of our high levels of stress. So when I started to do some colonics in Toledo, Ohio, I remember the first one I did, everything from up here just released pressure-wise. It literally felt like I just shitted out my emotions. Let's just put it that way. So you have to sit here and ask yourself, why do you want to do a juice detox? And I believe that people should look into doing a juice detox for either a lifestyle change or the method of cleansing your inner world so you can start to purify your body and your physical vessel in terms of changing either your health behaviors and or being on a path of spiritual development. We know what works and what doesn't. Everybody can sit here and scream and say Whole Foods, not the grocery store, but just eating whole foods is, you know, the way to go. Everybody knows you should be eating closer to nature, but a lot of us choose not to. One, because it's a little bit harder. You have to cook and prepare things. It doesn't taste as good as deep fried food from fast food places, and it's not laced with high amounts of fat, sugar, and salt. So fast food is definitely highly addicting, and if you are a food addict or an emotional eater to some degree, I do think a juice detox can benefit you when you're doing it right. I think you should do a juice detox when you have time to sit, relax, and reflect. I really think that people who are trying to do these juice detoxes while running around crazily at a corporate job are really doing it the wrong way, and they're actually hurting themselves because your brain is fueled on carbohydrates and glucose. Your brain needs energy to function. So if you're consuming 600 to 700 calories a day in liquid fruit and vegetable, you're going to be losing a ton of energy. On top, a lot of these people do stupid stuff like they do juice detoxes, and they're going to the gym as well in pursuit of losing weight. And this completely negates the whole point of doing a juice detox. There are so many people and fitness professionals out there who can argue both sides of the story, and they'll say, well, if you don't tox your body, you don't need to detox. And to some degree, that's very accurate. But the reality is, nobody knows what the hell is going in our food, and even organic products. Like last year, I think in 2018, research started to find all this junk that was in macaroni and cheese. So people can be eating boxed macaroni and cheese and it has the USDA organic label on it, and people think they're doing something good, but the reality is even organic boxed macaroni and cheese were found with like certain laces of, I can't remember what it was, it might have been like metal or something like that, some other ingredients that are not on the ingredient list. So when you can figure out the reasons why you want to do a juice detox, I suggest doing this at a time, whether it's 1 day or 2 days. You can kind of relax at home, or maybe you go and rent a house or a cabin, Airbnb, whatever, go on vacation, do what you need to do. But do it at a point where you're in a serene environment that you don't have to worry about so much external stress. Now, this is very, very difficult if your income levels are stressed out, in addition to if you have, you know, multiple children and a family to raise. Like, you can't just like skip town and go to a cabin on the weekend. But you can maybe try to somehow balance this to where you have some solo free time, to where maybe, yes, it's family time, you're spending it at home, and you don't have to run around everywhere from, you know, from baseball practice to soccer practice to church to all these different things. So if you do have a family, maybe it's a great time to take 48 hours to reflect on your own me time and just taking your own personal self-retreat somewhere, or, you know, getting a place with your husband, or having your parents help out for the weekend with the children. But anyways, we're getting off the point on this. So if you can find a place to do a juice detox where it's a little bit more serene, you will have a little bit more time to reflect and kind of understand how your body is physically changing throughout that experience. Now, the other thing is, I'm very, very skeptical of all of these companies that are giving you 30-day or 20-day juice detoxes where the juice is already in a bottle. The thing is, if you want to do an appropriate and effective juice detox, you need to be preparing your own juice. If you can buy even something as cheap as a $30 juicer and do it yourself. And there are blog links below on different juices that I've created. The three I find the most detoxifying produce, vegetables and fruits, are apples, pears, and beets. That combination is amazing, but just combining apples and pears are the two most effective that I have found. I guess I would say that is from my personal experience. So why you don't want to do pre-juiced juice detoxes is because there are certain vitamins and nutrients that are alive in that juice that you can see within the first 30 minutes of juicing. If you've ever juiced or cut an apple and you kind of notice it starts getting brown after a half an hour, that's because when the air hits the juice, there are chemical changes that are happening, and a lot of the juice is losing its effectiveness. So there are some local companies that I've seen in the Northwest that will give you like a 7-day juice detox, and they do literally juice it right there, and that's great. If that's what you can afford and that's what you have time to do, then that is better than ordering something online where the thing has to ship from halfway around the country. So, you know, I've seen it. I'm from Cleveland. I saw something at the West Side Market. Like, I would advocate for doing something like that as like a middle ground approach. But the reality is you really want to try to do your own juices. It's not doing a juice detox where you're going to the store and you're buying Knutsons or Mott's from the store shelf. That's not the method of doing a juice detox. You want fresh produce that is getting consumed as soon as possible after juicing. So that's where having a serene and an environment and time to where you can actually spend doing a juice detox is actually going to be the most effective, because it does take time to wash and cut the fruit and juice it and clean the thing out. So that's why I recommend, even if you're doing something short on Saturday or Sunday, you know, you could at least spend a little time doing that. So the other thing, if you're really in, you know, this situation where you don't have time or money to spend, you could do even something as quick as a 24-hour juice detox. Now, one of the ways that I do it, I'm not addicted to caffeine. A lot of people do juice detoxes to kind of cut out their caffeine and sugar addictions. But I sometimes find that having a little bit of something in the morning, like a chai tea or a green tea, and then having a fresh juice, which is specifically pear and apple together, you can add other stuff in it if you want, leads to a quick detox effect. Your digestive system easily digests liquids and foods that are broken down from its whole form. So for example, apple juice is easier to digest than eating a whole apple. Because the enzymes in your stomach have to break down the peel and all of the bulk that's in that real apple. So what happens is that this stuff is getting moved through your small and large intestine rather quickly, and it's going to hit the colon. And the colon thrives on fiber. This is why there's so much research that says higher fiber diets actually decrease the risk for colon cancer. It's because fiber benefits colonic health, not specifically the colon, but a lot of that bulk and fiber. The fiber is going to help the bulk of the stool kind of get pushed and flushed out. Something that you can also do that is a little bit laxative in the morning is hot water squeezed with some fresh lemon. That will definitely help stimulate a laxative effect. And then if you go into drinking fresh juices after that, that is a good way to kind of get a quick detox in. At this point now, it's like even if I have a cup of coffee and just one large apple or pear juice, juice with apple and pear, sometimes with beets in it, that will definitely become a laxative effect, and that's really all I need to kind of maintain myself. Some people, if you've had unhealthy eating for years and decades, you're definitely going to have to be doing a longer detox to kind of flush yourself out. For me, being plant-based and a bulk of my diet is produce, it's like I don't have to spend that long amount of time to kind of cleanse myself out to where I can do these 1 or 2 day things. So should you juice detox or not? What do you think? I definitely think it's beneficial if you do it the right way. I really think you're wasting your time, your money, and your budget by trying to run around at work, surviving on juice for an entire week while going to the gym and trying to maintain your normal life. The reality of what people do is that they're adding more stress onto the body, and then when the body is going into fight or flight, coupled with not having enough nutrients or fuel in the body to sustain energy or life, you're going to be throwing off your cycle a little bit, and that's where certain things come into play where like amino acids are going to be taken out from its role of muscle repair, and it will be end up using, it will be converted into glucose into the system to provide you energy. So you don't want to go into that state of where you're running on little fuel. It's kind of like trying to drive a car 100 miles with only 25 miles of gas in the tank. You don't want to be pushing yourself at a maximum work life or with the stress of your work life while you're consuming literally nothing, probably less than your basal metabolic rate requires just for your brain and body to breathe and function for the day. So if you're looking to do this to purify the body, I find this is great, especially if you're on some form of path to finding God and connecting to the higher realms. This is the way to do it, because the more you clean out your body, yes, you can clean out your pineal gland, but you're also increasing your intuition. When your gut-brain interactions are very, very interesting through the enteric nervous system. So you definitely want your gut to be cleaned out. That's nothing wrong with that. The gut is the navel center, and the gut is your power center. I mean, that's where a baby has its umbilical cord, to survive in the womb, and that's its life force. It's getting its nutrients from its mother. And so when you're constantly packing your gut with a bunch of junk food all the time and not cleaning it out, it's like those intuitive receptors and those gut responses can be altered or blocked. So it's good to maintain a clean gut. And when the gut is clean, so is the mind. It's like, which one comes first, the mind or the gut? They're both interconnected. So blog link is below. I also have some juice recipes below that you can find that will help you on your journey, either into detoxing, or maybe you're just looking for juice recipes in general. If you have any questions, thoughts, or comments, please post them below. If you can, please subscribe, like, or share this channel. That will definitely help me out in building this. And if you'd like, you can also support me on Patreon. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great day. Bye.